And the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, made the observation while briefing newsmen in Abuja. While affirming a weekly decline in COVID-19 cases in Africa, Boss Mustafa warned that a second wave is possible if nonchalant attitude continues.
While this suggests that we are winning this war, the reality is that we need to improve on our commitment to eliminate the virus completely by abiding with the protocols so that we can return to a semblance of what was our normal life.
We do not accept antigen antibody serological tests. Really encouraging private laboratories outside Abuja and Lagos to work with their state governments in order to get onto the platform and provide improved access to testing for travelers.
Health Minister Dr. Osagie Ehanire said industrial action by health workers is capable of jeopardizing the lives of the citizens.
This opportunity to appeal to Johesu to suspend their industrial action and go into negotiation so as not to erode the gains we have made since healthcare in the healthcare delivery area. The Federal Ministry of Health is doing all it can and all within its power to expedite processes that address the bones of contention.
And the Federal Ministry of Science and Technology has inaugurated a committee to authenticate claims of herbal COVID-19 remedy by researchers, scientists, and traditional medicine practitioners. This is in line with the determination to finding a homegrown solution for COVID-19 in the country. Justin Bemunyi has the details.
Nigeria had, before the index case of COVID-19, began its quest for a homegrown remedy for the global pandemic, a move which is in line with the government's desire to diversify the economy. This is also the desire of over 170 other countries for enhanced access to COVID-19 vaccines. As COVID-19 remains a significant threat to the health and well-being of Nigerians and national economy, having had no cure yet, the Federal Ministry of Science and Technology says it is committed to work with relevant stakeholders to urgently develop a homegrown remedy vaccine. This led to the inauguration of a ministerial committee on COVID-19 herbal remedies and natural compounds to review and give further guidance on several claims and submissions on COVID-19 cure.
We wish to reiterate that we promised a 36 million naira financial reward to any Nigerian researcher, scientist, or traditional medicine practitioner that develops an effective vaccine or cure for the disease. We therefore charge this committee to vigorously scrutinize and evaluate all claims brought before it with a view to identifying the remedies, natural compounds, with the brightest prospects of providing protection and healing to those affected or at risk of contracting this deadly disease.
The minister is optimistic that the discovery of a cure for COVID-19 in Nigeria would enhance the standing of the country in the Committee of Nations, accord Nigerian scientists deserved recognition, as well as generate foreign exchange earnings for the nation. In Abuja, Justin Bemunyi, NTA News.
This is the news on NTA International reaching you from Abuja. Stay tuned for more stories, especially as we have a guest to talk on herbal remedies when we return.
Start to like football on Top Go TV. So they him forget say him be best man for him party wedding. Amaka disappoint Abobo all because of football. Go Bola and the family suppose come out, but dem gas change plans because for this new football season, GoTV get correct football action wey make sense. Get GoTV decoder wey come with 1 month GoTV Max subscription for only 9,500 naira. GoTV, live it.
With me in the studio is Professor Moso Onuoha, President, Nigerian Academy of Science. He is also the chairman of the newly inaugurated Ministerial Committee on COVID-19, Herbal Remedies and Natural Compounds. Sir, you're welcome to NTA International News.
Thank you very much for having me.
Your committee has been tasked to rigorously scrutinize and evaluate all claims of herbal remedies and natural compounds to cure COVID-19. Can you give us a brief on the submissions so far regarding Nigeria's capacity in herbal medicines?
Well, you know that traditional medicine practice has been long established in this nation, even before the colonial powers came here. Our people were able to deal with diseases that ravaged our part of the world and developed local remedies that effectively tackled them. Not only in Nigeria, in other parts of Africa, it's been known, for example, in Kenya, that women having difficulties with birth had been operated upon, administered with some local materials that was it, before anesthesia was discovered. So anybody who's ruling out the fact that Africa can produce solutions to serious scientific challenges, the person will be a joker. So the Honorable Minister of Science and Technology, as we all know now, has been re-echoed many times in the past. Right at the onset when this problem with COVID-19 came up, he challenged Nigerians. And at the time he threw the challenge, the index case in the country had not even been imported. And the disease had not even been declared a global pandemic by the WHO. Because we have a minister who is also a thorough scientist, well versed in research and production, somehow he knew that there was going to be a major challenge. And Nigerians have responded. They responded by submitting to the Federal Ministry of Science and Technology various assortment of remedies.
No.
Not just herbal, some are natural compounds.
No.
There are also people who have developed apps for contact tracing. There are people who have made personal protective equipment. There are also homegrown ventilators.
With all that you're saying, Prof, can we, as Nigerians, have a ray of hope of having a homegrown or homemade cure soon for COVID-19?
That is what our committee has been mandated to find out. And we have eminent people who can do that. Especially the government challenged the Academy of Science. I'm here because I'm the president of the Academy. So I represent the whole body of fellows of the Academy, epidemiologists, virologists, medical people, engineers, and so on. And we will look into these things. We're going to analyze them. We're going to advise government. I believe Nigerians have the capability of developing homegrown solutions. And why not? But they have to be tested. They have to be verified. You all know about the Madagascar thing that eventually, even though the tests are still on, but it didn't appear to have been as good as it was rumored. We wouldn't want that kind of thing. So my committee has been charged with looking into all the things. And if there is any that shows good prospects, if it's the clinical trials, we will recommend to government what to do. If we need to put money into any of them for the next year, we will do that. I believe this nation has a capability. Why not?
Thank you very much.
But we need to look into it.
Thank you very much, Professor Moso Onuoha, for talking to us, giving us a ray of hope that Nigerians are capable of having their own made COVID-19 cure. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
We continue with the rest of the stories. World Health Organization, 53 member states in Europe begin a 2-day online meeting to discuss response to the pandemic and a broader 5-year strategy for tackling it, as a new antibody treatment is to be tested on COVID-19 patients in the UK hospitals. Uche Ugochukwu gives us an update on the global coronavirus pandemic.
A record one-day rise in the number of new coronavirus cases around the world has been recorded, bringing the tally at 6 p.m. Nigerian time to 29,267,818 positive cases and 929,930 deaths. However, the World Health Organization says Europe is likely to see a rise in COVID-19 cases and mortality over the next few months. This comes as the WHO's 53 member states in Europe begin a 2-day online meeting to discuss their response to the pandemic and a broader 5-year strategy for tackling it. Meanwhile, England, Scotland and Wales have introduced bans on gatherings above 6 people, and New Zealand plans lifting restrictions across the country on 21st September, except for Auckland. In Africa, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control reported lowest daily number in months, with 79 new cases from 12 states and the Federal Capital Territory. This puts the total confirmed infections to 56,256. 44,152 patients have been treated and discharged. Coronavirus data on the Africa Center for Disease Control's dashboard shows 1,360,803 infections, 32,697 fatalities, and 1,105,046 recoveries. In another development, a new antibody treatment is to be tested on COVID-19 patients in UK hospitals. Monoclonal antibodies, which are potent laboratory-made antibodies, will be given to about 2,000 people to see if they are effective against coronavirus. The first patients will be given the new drugs in the coming weeks. Thanks for being a part of the update. I am Uche Ugochukwu.
The federal government has directed the various unions in the health sector operating under the umbrella of Joint Health Sector Unions, JOHESU, not to go ahead with the ongoing strike, saying the Ministry of Labour and Employment has apprehended the disputes with the conciliation initiated on Thursday, which is still ongoing. A statement signed by the Deputy Director, Press and Public Relations in the Ministry of Labour and Employment, Charles Atman, says the action is illegal as it is in clear breach of the ILO principles and conventions on strike and Section 18 of the Trades Dispute Act, Cap T8, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, describing the JOHESU strike as unnecessary, ill-timed and illegal. The federal government says its commitment to health sector is manifest and irrevocable. The federal government has congratulated Nigerian-born Pelina Ibukwe on her recent promotion to chairman of the Universal Studio Group, a division of NBC Universal, one of the world's leading media and entertainment companies. In a statement by the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, federal government is very delighted at the news of the promotion, which is the latest in a string of successes that have been recorded by Ibukwe. The fact that in her new role, Ibukwe will lead the American company's growing global television studio business, which includes Universal Television, Universal Content Productions, UCP, and the NBC Universal International Studios, is a pointer to the huge responsibility that comes with the promotion and a testimony to her capability. Ibukwe, the minister said, is an inspiration to millions of Nigerians around the world and everybody around the world, in particular those in our country's robust creative industry, and wished her success in her new role. Next is sports with Eguntola.
Contrary to reports that the federal government has lifted ban on team sports, especially football,